Hey guys, it is a little after one, just a couple minutes after one, and we are live. It's October 6th. The title for the live stream I put "Talk, Talk, Talk," which is song "Psychedelic Furs," and that is a nod to Milka McCarty, who is going to see the Psychedelic Furs tonight with one of her classmates. Hope she has fun, and I hope she is safe. She will be safe. Um, let's see. As well, talk, talk, talk is what we do. Mainly what I do. You guys type, 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 and I talk, talk, talk. Um, Honestly, probably more than anything nowadays, and weirdly enough, for me, I consider myself a live stream channel. And it is surprising as to think that I'm attempting to earn an income doing live streams, talking, when that was my least favorite thing, the scariest thing for me to do. Growing up, all through, all through until I started doing live streams. I don't know what it was. I know what it was with the fear of talking, and it was the fear of talking. I took public speaking in college, community college, and I got an A. I actually did surprisingly quite well in community college, considering I did not do well in high school or middle school or grade school. I was lost through all of my um, formative learning years. I loved to read. There were some things that I was excellent in, and there was others that I wasn't, and I just kept falling further and further behind. Again, which is odd, both my parents being teachers, but I slipped through the cracks. But when I got to community college, um, things were different. It was more fun, of course, because you're learning things you want to learn. You're heading towards something that you know. Hey, sniper. So I took public speaking. I don't know why. I I really dislike public speaking, and I ended up getting an A because it was based upon improvement. And I was so bad, it would almost be impossible not to improve. Just getting up and talking was an improvement. I never enjoyed it. I was flown down to Florida once to do a poetry reading at a Unity church out of one of my books. And it was great. All expenses, place to stay. They actually flew Mocha and my stepdaughter down to keep me company. Fortunately, they did, because when it came time for me to get on stage and read, at the time, my largest audience to date, um, my hands were shaking. I didn't want to go up there. I couldn't read the poem. You would think, well, it's your poem, so you have it memorized. I knew I would forget it if I got up on stage and I didn't have it with me. Milka and Nika came up on stage with me, which immediately soothed. And then a flute player who was playing before me came on stage and started using the flute to interweave with the words, and everything just flew together, and it became a magical experience. However, I never did get better. The law says, what did the frog say when he passed the bong to his frog friend? Rip it, rip it. Awesome frogs. I almost said my kind of frogs, but I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. Um, so, yeah, who would have thought that I would actually, again, be attempting to earn an income live streaming, or that my channel would become a live streaming channel versus doing burpees in my basement? When I got certified to teach meditation, and I got certified for breath work, I had to make videos of myself. And all Milka had to do was hold the camera and I had to talk as if I was guiding someone through learning meditation, which is what I do with people all the time. As soon as you put that camera on me and it wasn't in front of a live audience, it was only me and Mocha, I couldn't do it. I kept flubbing my lines, forgetting what I was supposed to be doing, just the camera. And then, making some videos of my working out and talking about meditation and yoga afterwards, I got the sudden urge to do a live stream, which is, again, unlike me. Talking in front of even one person would be horrible experience. I would hate it. It would, if I knew I was going to do it the night before, if I had to do it, I wouldn't have been able to sleep. Even if it was just one person that I didn't know showing up. Maybe even if it was one person who I did know. Poor man says, howdy yogi, howdy yogi, howdy yogi, and folks. Poor man, how you feeling after yesterday's session? But anyway, I got the urge to do a live stream, and I did, and a few people showed up. Some I knew, some I didn't, and I've been doing it every day since. And it's gotten easier and easier. I'm no longer afraid of messing up, mixing up my words, mispronouncing things. I am no longer afraid of comments that might be directed at me, towards me. I'm no longer afraid of people thinking, well, that guy's kind of awkward. If it isn't evident by now, it's never going to be. Poor man says, a little tender. Yeah, I bet. Did you do anything today? Poor man says, say squirrel, how are you doing? So, I don't know. There was a time in my life when I would say everything happens the way it's supposed to. Everything happens for a reason. Nowadays, I sort of say everything happens the only way it could possibly happen. That the karmic expression of life itself has led everything converging to this moment, and this moment is converging to every other possible moment. But it definitely feels like I was led to do some live streams. By who or by what, I don't know. It definitely isn't divine intervention. Come on, guys. If it was a divine intervention here, it would be a much better live stream than it is. But something. As if, everything that I've learned through literally a lifetime of meditation, of yoga, of breath work, of prayer, of studying different philosophical thought systems has, let's just call it, I don't like philosophical thought systems, mysticism. After decades, a near lifetime of being a mystic, it was time to share some stuff. Or, as A Course in Miracles says, even when you're called to be a teacher, you teach that which you need to learn the most. So the fact that I decided to share means I still have so much more to learn. And I can only learn that by teaching, by sharing. So here I am. Long story short. Long story made even longer. The reason I laugh is because I just had a notice show up that there was a Burpee Reaper did something on YouTube because it popped up and it said Raiders straight across. Let's see. Hey, Signature, how are you, my friend? Signature says, where'd we go? Greetings, my friend. I hope you're doing well, and thumbs up. I appreciate that. Signature, how are you? Poor man says, not yet. Just cooking a huge breakfast. Well, you earned it. That's for sure. Signature says, hey to poor man. Sniper says, thinking of making some charcoal, but I got a lot of working tomorrow, and it will mean staying up all night. Man, I'd go for the sleep if I were you. If you got a lot of work tomorrow and you got hard physical work, I'd opt for the sleep, personally speaking. Signature says, "Hi, my friend Squirrel Sniper." Poor man says he used a barrel to make the charcoal. It's a good question. I don't actually know how to make charcoal. Now I want Squirrel Sniper to stay up all night and make charcoal and do a video showing me how to make charcoal. Selfishly on my end. Let's see. Sniper says it's an old disused boiler that I tweaked. Hey, what will you do with the charcoal? Are you doing it for medicinal use? Hey, Miss Flipper, how are you? It is nice to see you. I don't know if I've ever seen you in an afternoon live stream. I normally see you at the 5 a.m. It's actually pretty late for you. I'm hoping, Miss Flipper, you and I can connect sometime this week. Perhaps Wednesday, if it works for you. Foreman says, "Gotcha. Nice. What kind of wood do you use to cook with?" It's Sniper says, "Ash and Hazel," and the reason I laughed was because I immediately looked above the chat, thinking that there was someone named Ash and someone named Hazel here. We do have a friend, Ash, so I thought he was saying hi to Ash and Hazel. Foreman says, "Nice. I got some wild cherry, hickory, and a bit of oak." What are you going to do with the cherry, hickory, and oak? Poor man. Miss Flipper says, "Wednesday is good." Awesome. Garrett says, "Hi, Yogi. Hi to Squirrel. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Guys, last night our friend Kathy went live. She also has 3 videos that she put up this week. Make sure you come by and check it out if you don't mind. You'll enjoy it. Austin says hi to everyone. How's your weekend going, Austin? Let's see, Sniper says I have a lot of seasoned blackthorn for cooking bread in the pizza oven. Nice. So you have an outdoor pizza oven. Poor man says smoke a pork butt, maybe 8 hours, then throw in a crock pot with barbecue sauce. Gotcha. Eight hours. So when you smoke something, technically that means it's uncooked, right? That's what I got when we were talking about smoked fish, not destroying parasites. So when you smoke something, it is considered flavored, but not cooked. Or am I mistaken about that? Austin says, my weekend is awesome. Hey, I'm glad to hear that. Poorman says, Squirrel, that sounds amazing. Grilled pizza once was great. They made it once in a race. It was a 9-hour race. Beautiful area, Calvert Cliff, which is a series of cliffs on the Chesapeake Bay. So you go through marshes, swamps, and then you climb and you're up on the cliffs and you see the bay. Beautiful race, 9 hours to run it on. And it was, one of the race directors was a chef, and the area had a pizza oven, and he was grilling the pizzas, and he was also a vegan. So he was making vegan pizza. However, I was on a mission that day, so I didn't stop for the entire 9 hours, and I did not get a pizza. However, Mocha got a pizza, and they made a special pizza, a special dish for Misty, our ultra running dog. She's never actually done an ultra. The most she's run is 16 miles, I believe. Duncan says, hey, Duncan, smoked food is not as healthy. So not as healthy. Kathy's saying hi to everyone. Austin drops his link. Thank you, Austin. So Austin's at 620 subscribers. We're making progress. Going to hit that 1K mark. Austin drops the link for Dan. Poor Man's Gym. Thank you, Austin. Kathy says my camera wouldn't focus last night. It took a little while. At what point did it work out better? Harrison says, good afternoon. Afternoon, Harrison. Nice to see you. How you doing, Duncan? Austin says, hi, everyone. How's your day going so far? Excellent question. Foreman says, Duncan, I bet you'd make an exception for pulled pork sandwich. Now, you note he said not as healthy. Semper said bread was traditionally baked with blackthorn because the wood burns hot and slow, so you don't need to add more halfway with other wood and spoil the rise of the bread. That's pretty smart. You know, there was a certain intelligence in those previous generations that have definitely been lost. Duncan says processed meat, especially smoked, is bad. I definitely agree with the process. Processed anything is not going to be good for you. What about smoked vegetables, Duncan? Is it something the smoke does to a vegetable that would make it unhealthy? Kathy says it took some work. I think the spirits down there were manipulating it. Wow. That's interesting, Kathy. So how was the atmosphere? Aside from the technical, how was the atmosphere for you? Duncan says tasty though. Hey, Duncan, how would you rate your diet on a health level? 1 to 10. 10 being the best. So I don't know if you guys heard me mention, I titled the live stream Talk, 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 because that's basically what I do. Come here and I talk for about an hour or so. And you guys type. We have a great conversation. I always enjoy it. But I actually use that title as a nod to Mocha, who is going to see the Psychedelic Furs concert tonight. I would imagine very few people might remember the Psychedelic Furs. If you grew up in the 80s, if you were a teenager in the 80s, then you knew the Psychedelic Furs. If you ever saw any John Hughes movie, you know the Psychedelic Furs. I would imagine Duncan and Sniper being English, probably familiar with them. Especially Duncan, who's just a little bit younger than me. Format says depends on the temperature. Gotcha. That makes sense. Let's see. Where are we? Kathy says creepy. Uh, it is at the railroad. Kathy, you ever do bookmarks in your like afterwards in the description so people could go like right to the spot where you feel spooky or right to the spot where something specific happened that you want to highlight for people to see? Duncan says the smoking process can cause um, uh, carcinogens, carcinogens to form in food. Not all smoked foods are dangerous. Gotcha. Miss Flipper says, I love the song Pretty in Pink by Psychedelic Furs. Yeah, it's a great song. Um, as well as Heaven and um, what's their main one, their big one. Let me look it up real quick. Well, Pretty in Pink, of course. Love My Way. That's the one I was thinking of. The 80s were a funny time. New wave music. Kathy says, no way of telling how many men died there. Well, so yeah, that's got to be pretty powerful. Foreman says, Duncan, I think it helps if you get a clean burning fire. Duncan says, my diet is pretty good. Do eat chocolate sometimes, though no alcohol. Um, dark chocolate, dark chocolate, a little bit. It doesn't take a whole lot. It's really good for you. A great antioxidant. I was consuming a small amount every day, every other day for health reasons. I'm not a huge chocolate person. Given a choice, give me vanilla something any day over chocolate. Hey, Glacier, how are you? Glacier says good afternoon. Glacier says, oh, I don't know how to do bookmarks. It's like I guess we could call it a timestamp. Just put in the description the time that you want people to focus on, and it should come up, and then people can click. So you would put like in Kathy says a description, like in Kathy's case, as she was heading towards the train station, and she felt that discomfort. Let's say she felt it at the 6:34 point in the video as she's watching through. She would just put a description saying, and then at this point, 6:34, I felt such and such, and then people would click right on the 6:34. I used to do that in my workout videos. Okay, pull-ups at this time, burpees at this time, and then I start talking after the workout at this time. But then I got lazy. No excuses. Kathy says I was going to put any description, but my stupid phone shows that it's still processing. What about do you use a desktop or a laptop? I would normally wait and do it afterwards in the description on my desktop. Snappy says, heard of him? Never a fan. New Wave is definitely an acquired taste. Miss Blooper says, good tunes. The 80s, to me, seemed like a great experimental decade. All kinds of different stuff coming out. Of course, I grew up 60s and 70s. being born in 65, but then in 1980, what year was it? 1984, MTV exploded, all kinds of stuff that I had never heard before. Well, I had heard, but I used to listen to the alternative radio stations. Always had a very eclectic taste in music. Sniper says, when commenting on a video, there is a couple of numbers to the right-hand side of the comment bar, and you are writing it, and stop the video at that point and press the icon in the comment bar, and it will mark the moment on the video, the individual replies. I did not know that. Man, I've been doing it the old-fashioned way. Hey, Eric, how are you? Eric Point says, Yogi says he's not a huge chocolate fan, so he agrees Skittles are better than M&Ms. But M&Ms are more than chocolate. If you get the right kind, you get a peanut. So, nutritiously speaking, again, you can live on M&Ms. You might even be able to thrive on M&Ms. George Washington Carver spent an entire career mapping out the possibilities and the benefits of eating peanuts, which technically are not a nut, they're a legume. So you're getting in your serving of legumes, and then you're getting even if you don't like it, you're getting the added benefit, the antioxidants of the chocolate. But what is a Skittle? There's no such thing as a Skittle. There is such a thing as chocolate and peanut, or chocolate and a hard candy shell, right? A Skittle. You could look at the ingredients in a Skittle and you would be like, huh? What is this stuff? I think I made my case conclusively. I think we can officially say that if I were to reopen that poll after my commentary right now, it would be completely different than what it was. Let's see, Semper says, without shells, Eric Lapointe. Eric Lapointe says 1984 was a good year. Was a good year. Some say, we've talked about this before, some say it was the best year in pop music ever. So many good stuff came out. Prince, Thriller, Michael Jackson. I think it was actually released in 83, but technically I think it won the Grammys in 84. Poor man's waving at Eric LP. Sniper says, never had them. Squirrel Sniper without. Giant shellless Skittles over here, Eric Lapointe. Skittles have shells? I thought Skittles were like all shells. How do you unshell a Skittle? Eric Lapointe says, do you know that chocolate and M&Ms, there's a competition, Chocolate Mars? What do you mean? Chocolate and M&Ms. Is the competition Chocolate Mars? Isn't it the same company that makes both? I think Eric Lapointe is just putting out anti-M&M propaganda to sway the voters, to sway the potential voters if I ever do another poll. Here's a sad fact about me and polls is I have never introduced a thought. Guys, what do you think of this or that? Where what I think has won the poll. Every single one that I've done, everyone's voted against. Oh, okay. They buy chocolate from Mars, but they are Hershey. Gotcha. Huh. I guess it works for the best. Everyone makes a profit, right? And I'm still trying to figure out giant shells are less Skittles over here. So maybe people who are voting for Skittles over in Great Britain don't know what the American Skittles are. And had they known, they would have voted for M&Ms. So it was sort of fixed. Sniper says Nestle owns pretty much every band. Doesn't Nestle also own Coca-Cola? Or is it Pepsi? Eric Point says, yeah. Hey, Eric Point, do you know who Psychedelic Furs are? Mocha is tonight. She's going to Washington, D.C. She's going to have dinner with a friend, and they are going to see the Psychedelic Furs. Her friend had an extra ticket, and they just met this semester. And she said to Mocha, hey, the person I was going to go with couldn't make it. Would you like to go? And Mocha, definitely being a child of the 80s, jumped at the chance. And then next weekend, which is her birthday weekend, her and her twin sister are going to see Duran Duran. So October, it's going to be an 80s fest for Mocha. Let's see, Sepa says, and Nestle owns the spring water company that have been sued for bottle tap water. Huh. Yeah, I knew they owned some water company. I don't remember which one it was. Brian Insole says, evening. Hope evening all. Hope everyone is well. Thank you, Brian. How are you doing? Give me a second, guys. So it is evening for Brian. So I'm guessing you're in Great Britain, maybe? Rick Point says, not really, but if I heard a song, I bet. Yeah, you ever watch Pretty in Pink? Because they do the theme song for Pretty in Pink. My miss went to the Doobie Brothers last night. Now you're talking. Was it Doobie Brothers? Did it have Michael McDonald with them? Michael McDonald was not an original Doobie Brother, but in my opinion, he made the Doobie Brothers. So I just clicked on Brian's link. And it looks like he's got an extremely artistic channel. Bottle painting, glass painting, modern art, stone ideas, stone painting, and animal paintings. Really looking forward to seeing the animal paintings. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to exploring your channel. It's sort of going to subscribe. So yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, we had a friend come in who, um, very nice. I actually don't remember the name of the channel, but they definitely, a lot of people subscribed to him and started helping him out, saying, "Hey guys, subscribe." And he got a little upset, did not want subscribers. So it makes me wonder, you know, should we ask people, do you want subscribers? Or just assume that if you're on YouTube, probably 90% of the people, 99% of the people, do want a bit of an audience. I would think that maybe um, Brian might want a little bigger of an audience because he's an artist. Not that all artists need to show their stuff, but for me, when I write, my writing isn't complete until I share it. After I share it, I let it go completely. It's not mine any longer. It belongs to whoever happens to find it. That way, I sort of practice the yoga of the Bhagavad Gita, that I'm entitled to my work, but not the results. That belongs in the hands of Krishna, in the hands of God. Eric Point gives Brian a thumbs up and says, I'll have to ask. Yeah, let me know what she says. Poor man says, been listening to a new band called Rickshaw, Billy's Burger Patrol. Pretty awesome. What's the genre? Belgrade said, greetings from Europe. Greetings, my friend. How are you? Semper says, that was, program. Gotcha. Was it program? We will see if program shows up later today. That's another thing that people were discussing, specifically Be Confident. Handling younger people. I generally don't handle anyone chat wise. You know what I mean? It's not my, I don't take a position of who should come in, who shouldn't come in. But other people have been bringing it to my attention. Maybe I should. I figure, man, if someone young comes in, 15 or something, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be so bored within the first 5 minutes, they're going to go on their own. And if someone does find any of this interesting, especially when we talk about, spirituality, talk about yoga, meditation, it's because there's something here that they think that might help them in some way. With that being the case, it wouldn't feel right to send someone away. But I think every channel's got to make up their own mind. What's best for the channel? Poor man says, hey, food addiction. Sheena, how are you? Sheena says, good morning. Poor man says, hard rock, I guess you'd call it. Almost a genre of its own. I'm going to copy and paste that. Rickshaw Billy's Burger Patrol. That is quite a name. And I'm going to check them out after the live stream. Belgrade says it's 7:42 p.m. here. It's not quite 2 o'clock here in the States, in eastern United States. So good morning, says Sheena. She is west of me. So, Sheena, are you on the coast? Belgrade says, I'm fine, thanks. How about you? I'm doing pretty good. I've had a good day. No complaints, and I generally do my best not to complain. I wouldn't say that I'm stoic, but complaining in and of itself doesn't really serve much of a purpose. Hey, Brian, nice to see you. What's on the agenda today, workout wise, Brian? Poor man says, hey to Brian. Brian says, hello to poor man. Brattle says, how many hours you stream every week? It's a good question. I don't actually know. I stream 3 times a day. I know. That's a lot. I don't expect everyone to show up. I don't expect anyone to show up, to be honest with you. I'm always surprised when anyone pops in. Even the people who have been showing up every day for months, I'm always surprised and grateful that they do. And they're usually the 5 a.m. short used to be 15 minutes, and now it's getting close to an hour by itself. I'm going to shorten that again as later, early next year, when it's when the sun starts coming up a little bit earlier. So when I get that early morning sunlight. And then usually for an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours in the afternoon and the evening. So let's round it up to 5 hours a day. Man, that's a lot. It almost sounds like a job. Almost sounds like I need to get a life outside of live streaming. Maybe not. Let's say 4 hours. So 28 hours a week. Hey, Jace. Jace says howdy to y'all. Brian says, well, not sure yet. I'm going to finish my coffee and we'll see. I'll get my workout and get ready for work. We know it's going to be hard reps, no matter what it is. That's what Brian does. Belgrade says, I'm new at your channel. What do you do for a living? This is it. I am earning an income talking to you guys. You would think that if my livelihood depended upon it, I would do a better job than what I'm doing. You would think I'd come here with something to actually talk about instead of just talking. But no, fly by the seat of my pants. I show up, talk about whatever. A lot of times it's just feedback from the people who show up. So, if someone comes in and they have a question about meditation or breath work, it heads in that direction and then we pivot back. It's an open forum. Open, we talk about pretty much everything with the exception of politics, unless it's forced upon us. Sometimes it is. But also, nominally, I'm a meditation and breathwork teacher, yoga teacher. By yoga, I don't mean the asanas, although I am a certified yoga asana teacher. It's really not what I teach, though. I do practice, but it's not what I teach. Let's see. Sniper says, greetings, Jace and Brian Belgrade. Let's see. Poor man says, Brian is a freaking beast. Brian has power to spare. You can see that in how he moves. He's definitely a powerhouse. This is Brian is that gentle, wholesome giant we all love and respect. That's a great description, Jace. Brian says, thanks, poor man. I see you too going in beast mode, brother. He did yesterday, that's for sure. Did you guys check him out with Leo? Poor man says, Brian, you got like perfect form and no BS, whatever. Whatsoever. Love it, man. That's another great description for Brian. What you see with Brian is what you get. No pretense, not pretending to be anything other than what he is, and not being not being afraid to open up and talk. Sabine says, hello, Yogi Eric. Hello, Sabine. How are you, my friend? So we had a good conversation this morning with Sabine, talking about food and health, and how it's hard to eat healthy food nowadays. I could say almost. That's okay, Sabine. I don't mind the German. I don't mind the German spelling. Let's see. Night Watcher. You got to give Night Watcher credit for one thing. He knows how to make an entrance. I have everlasting disdain for one thing. Sorry, piece of trash. This character is fictional. Even though this character is fictional, my hate is 100% genuine. Who is it? Fictional character? Tom Sawyer. You hate Tom Sawyer. I don't know why you would hate Tom Sawyer. That's just my guess. This says, I thought I was working at an easy pace, but the feedback says differently. Do I go a little harder? Well, what feedback, Jace? Feedback internally, your heart rate, how much you might be sweating. You think you're ready? You think you're healed enough to take it up a notch? Smith says, okay, thank you. Absolutely. Let's see. Medic says, Sabine and Timo's favorite food is toast, preferably someone else's. I got to side with Sabine and Timo on that. I have a piece of toast, one piece of toast every day. Ezekiel bread. So we could say it belongs to someone else too. It belongs to Ezekiel. Brian says, hello, Sabine. Nice to see you, Medic. Jay says, Sabine, you are without doubt, the backbone of the Altmob family. Timo is the artist. The artist's heart. Night Watcher says Tom Sawyer. Really? Hey, I took a guess. So I couldn't have been Huckleberry Finn. You know why? Everyone loves Huckleberry Finn. Fictional character. Luke Skywalker. Han Solo. No, wait a minute. You hate Chewbacca. I should have figured that. Night Watcher is a Chewbacca hater. That's who it is. Jace is side of Robin, and Medic's is side of Jace. Let's see. Night Watcher says, why would I hate him, even if he's a playboy? Tom Sawyer is a playboy? How do you figure Tom Sawyer is a playboy? Well, it had to be someone. You said you hated him, and it was a fictional character. I took a stab in the dark and said it was Tom Sawyer. Smith says, Medic, but only from you. Well, you got to steal toast from someone, and Medic is a likely as candidate as anyone else. I got a secret, though. I don't think you need to steal toast from UK Medic. I think if you asked him, Medic, got a spare piece of toast I could have? He'd give it to you right out. Not only that, I think he would toast it for you. And then he'd ask you if you want jelly or jam, which, of course, the logical question is, what's the difference between jelly and jam? And then you could sit around, cup of tea, to toast, and discuss the difference between jelly and jam, because I bet you UK Medic knows the difference. That's my thought on the toast and UK Medic dilemma, if it was ever a dilemma. Medic says I have to go over and educate him. Jay says I'm only at 70% effort, Yogi. I want to push on, but no discipline is holding me steady. That's interesting. So how are you going to approach that, Jace? Because eventually you work up to 100% effort, and you don't want to hold that forever. Are you going to work up to 100%, do a week or so at that level, and then ease off, work your way back up? And then when you work your way back up again, that 100% will be at a higher level than the previous 100%. That's kind of what I do with my pull-up routine. I started doing a set of two sets of one, and I worked my way up. Last time around, I worked up to 12. Then I start to cycle over. Hopefully, this will take me to 15 plus. I'd like to get to 20. It's been a long time since I've done 20. Miss Flipper comes with the facts. Thank you. That jam has bits, jelly doesn't. Okay. Do we have a preference? Or should I do a poll? Hey, Pokemon, how are you? Pokemon says, hello, my friends. Good to see y'all. It's good to see you, Poker. We got a salute from Optimob. We got a wave. Timo, how are you? Poorman says, nice live earlier, Jace. Nightwatcher says there's a chapter where he swindles two girls once early on, but this character I hate is a manipulator, liar, cheater, rat, who I will do all kinds of stuff to. Well, hey, Tom Sawyer doesn't seem like a winner anymore, does he? Swindled two girls. Medic says it's more the swirling of the towels. Get out of the shower and no towel. Yeah, that would be irksome. To use a word we don't hear much, not too often. Irksome. Perfectly serviceable word though. So man, now I'm starting to feel sorry for UK Medic. I hadn't quite pictured this before. He gets out of the shower, soaking wet, reaches for a towel. He has no towel. So he decides, you know what, I'm going to go in the kitchen anyway and console myself with a piece of toast. There's no toast because Timo and Sabine came by and took all the toast and the towels. So, you know what? UK Medic has an excellent point. Optimop says, I promise I steal only your towels. All right. Well, that makes me feel safer. I don't know how it makes UK Medic feel. Medic says, be right back. The Germans are rebuilding one towel at a time. Brian says, so Timo, hope you are back. So having a great day. Sabine says, Eric, this is a joke between UK Medic and us. We always tease each other. Yep, I remember. Jace says, poor man's gym. I'm going to start the lifts from the floor soon. And we are close now. The pike push-ups are the beginning movement. So what are you going to do? Full up against the wall? Timo says, we don't have to rebuild. We have our English friends. Kathy is back. Welcome back, Kathy. Timo says, slow to see Peyton. As says Jace. Optima says, that is our joke. I remember. Jace says, toastless and towelless. Poor guy. Optima says, right. Foreman says, Jace looks like you do a lot of core mobility work. Trying to get back into that. Important for preventing injuries. Definitely. Definitely got to keep up with mobility. And the Russian lifters used to say, you do the number of reps equaling your age, but it doesn't have to be, fortunately for me, being the oldest guy here, um, it doesn't have to be all at once. So I don't have to do 59 reps, but through the course of the day, I should be doing enough mobility work to get 59 reps for the shoulders, 59 for the neck, 59 for the elbows and the wrist and the back, the knees, the ankles. I'll admit, I don't do a ton of ankle mobility. I do get it in my yoga practice. If you're doing tree pose, you're going to get in significant ankle mobility that's going to help you. But yeah, even before my yoga practice, yoga asana practice, I'll do full body mobility. Then I do my yoga. A couple hours later, I take my first walk. When I come back and I warm up to do my workout, I'll do mobility to warm up. And then I space it out throughout the day. So definitely get my reps in. Speed says, we have at 9 p.m. Swiss time a live stream. We would like to invite you all to stop by and chat with us. I will be there. I believe that's going to be 3 o'clock Eastern U.S. time. Jay says, Timo, yes, bro. Hope you're well. Jay says, 1 hour for the Optimob special. C says, Kathy says, I'm not sure of what time that would be for me, Sabine. See, Kathy is in New Mexico, which is, what, 3 hours time difference? So, from me, 3 hour time difference for me. So I think, Kathy, but I'm not 100% sure, it would be 3 o'clock. I'm sorry, it would be 12 o'clock. 3 o'clock for me, so 12 o'clock for you. Belgrade says it's 8 p.m. here. So it's almost 2 o'clock here. So it would be another hour, I think. Timo says, much better. I edited today the Premiere video with only one hand. My MacBook needs 3 hours for the rendering, so it's impossible to upload 130 gigabytes in such a short time. Gotcha. So the reason why, if you guys remember, or you didn't hear Timo talk about this before, they're doing a live stream instead of the Premiere, is letting the wrist heal. But hopefully, Timo's on the mend. And a week, 2 weeks, be back in Premiere. The only reason I say hopefully is because I know how much Timo loves to edit. That's his thing. That's his artistic expression, is putting those beautiful videos together. Timo says 1 hour from now. Let's see. Miss Flip says also here, Belgrade in Rome. I wouldn't think that would be on the same time frame, but obviously I'm wrong. So we're 2 hours apart. So it'll be 1 o'clock for you. Jay says, poor man, the secret is to do a combination of motions, both bent leg and straight leg, as you saw. I'm told that my core looks good due to the amount of conditioning. I don't tell, but it's my rest set. Sweet says, awesome. We are looking forward to see y'all. Big hug to all of you. I have to go and get some things done for later on. Bye, everyone. See you later. See you, Sabine. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Kathy says, okay. Timo says, here we now have 8 p.m. in Switzerland, and we do every Sunday event premiere at 9 p.m. Sabine says, bye. Elon Musk says, share your interests. So Are you saying that you share my interest, or you would like me to share my interest? Either way, it's pretty cool. If you do share my interest, that's awesome. I always like meeting people who do. If you want me to share my interest, sure. Um, let's see. Optimap says I have to go with Bax, our dog. Belgrade says Swiss cheese and chocolate, yummy. I used to really like Swiss cheese. Jay says I still do. I just don't eat it. Jay says bye Sabine. See you in 55 minutes. I won't be late. We get a thumbs up. So Elon Musk. My interests are the full expression of yoga, from the ethical restraints that we place upon ourselves. Yoga doesn't call for our restraints. It has suggestions. One of the things I loved about yoga is it has the yogic suggestions, 10 of them, and not the commandments. There is no thou shalt not. It is your life will be better if you gently follow these commitments that you make for yourself. They're called restraints because when we restrain from something, the opposite grows. So when we restrain from harming, we are steeped in peacefulness itself. When we restrain ourselves from lying, then everything we say will manifest because it must, because we don't speak falsehoods. And on through. So from those, the foundation of yoga, all the way to samadhi, which is the end result. Bliss consciousness, or Krishna, God consciousness. Not that I am in God consciousness. However, in deep states of meditation, you skirt along that edge, you get that taste of it. And all things physical. You know, all kinds of working out. I've done every workout you can possibly imagine somewhere during my life. From Olympic weightlifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding, kettlebell sport, ultra running, short distance racing, backpacking, canoeing, rafting, rock climbing, competing in martial arts, anything physical I've always enjoyed, specifically outdoors. Outdoor filming, writing is probably my one true passion. And stuff. I like doing stuff. I love reading and music. Specifically lately, the last couple years, jazz. Optimob says, well, Elon Musk in the stream. Well, I do tend to attract a select audience. I gotta admit, I'm kind of hoping that I get a super chat from Elon Musk. Because I heard he has a little bit he could spare. Yogi says, or I'm sorry, not what she says. Yogi, in an older video of yours, you have some hair on the side of your head. Not like going to lie. You look more like a crackhead with hair. Just joking. I had a ponytail during the COVID shutdown. I wanted to see if I could pull the George Carlin aging hippie bald guy ponytail look. And as you can tell from the videos, I could not pull off the aging hippie old guy ponytail look. But since I wasn't going anywhere because of the shutdown, I didn't care. However, I did start making videos. I did not think people would ever watch those videos. Had I thought that, I probably either wouldn't have made it or would have cut off the ponytail. Belgrade says, do you like sports? Contemporary sports, not so much, to be honest with you. Just kind of bore me a little bit. I don't have a whole lot of interest in watching other people do things. I don't have much interest in watching people who get paid an obscene amount of money do things. But I appreciate the fact that they are awesome in what they do. Timo says, okay. Jay says, I'm just going to shave my head. Thanks, watcher. I don't blame you, Jace. That was funny. Lance says, well, I'm dumbfounded. Belgrade says music, Johnny Cash rules. Johnny Cash does rule. Big fan of Johnny Cash. I agree. Up says, how many millions was the super chat? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm wondering. I wouldn't come right out and ask for it. However, if, Elon Musk enjoyed the conversation and he thought, you know what, slip him $1 million. Doesn't he own a diamond mine? Wants to send me a couple diamonds. Send someone over in a Tesla. I'll be honest, I don't even know if I've ever seen a Tesla before. Jay says, this is somewhat coincidental, but I received a channel sub from Alexander Usyk, world heavyweight world champ, on another channel. He brought 70 subs. Wow. That's awesome. Hey, Daisy, how are you? Thanks for stopping by, Daisy. Daisy has had a couple interesting encounters with some birds the last couple live streams. I like the one video, the bird giving you the eye, wondering what's going on here. I got my eye on you. Let's see. Love Our Toy Pup says, hi. Hey, Toy Pups, my friend, how are you? Daisy said, indeed, I love birds. Me too. I just posted a short of... All right, it sounds weird when I say it out loud. When I say it in my head, it doesn't sound weird. Amazingly enough, duck butts. I love the way ducks put the head down. They pivot. The head goes down, the butt goes up. But then the butt goes down and the head goes up. You could watch that for hours. Who couldn't watch that for hours? But I just did a YouTube short of that. Let's see. Kathy says, hi, Daisy May. Toy Pup says, good day, hosts. Good day, chat. My Pookies love you all. Well, to all you Pookies, I said thank you. And yes, that is the first time I've ever said Pookies on live stream. Might actually be the first time 59 years that I've ever actually said Pookies. If he can believe that. Jay says, love pups, hiya. Hey, Toy Pups, how are you doing for watch hours? In case you are wondering, by the way, this is Love Our Toy Pups. That's her channel. That's her, pardon me for saying this, guys. That's her Pookies. And she is getting watch hours from me. We're on video 32 of her playlist. She needed 900 hours. If you guys have some spare time, even if you only want to watch one video, you know what though? I almost defy you to watch one video. You're going to want to watch more. Better yet, if you get the opportunity to sit into a live stream, she will sing you a song. Go into a Love Our Toy Pups and she will sing you a song. If you want to support another wonderful channel featuring a lovely puppy, Daisy May. Let's see. Daisy says, I love ducks too. I wrote a lyrical prose essay last year. I'll post it on my community page on ducks. Ducks might be one of my spiritual animals. They just seem so vulnerable and yet secure in their vulnerability. Geese. No one messes with a goose. Certain times of the year, I think a goose might be the scariest animal alive. I've done 20+ mile runs training for races, and I added 3 miles to the run just to avoid an angry goose who has her goslings with her. They do not mess with geese. But ducks are accommodating. They're watchful, but they don't mess with you. Not what you says, Yogi, you Chi Yogi, you naughty clobble. I don't know what any of that means except for Yogi and you. Let's see. Kathy says hi to Lover Toy Pups. Lover Toy Pup says, Eric, thank you so much for all of your support. This weekend we were not able to visit our friends. My apologies. Working and busy with family and pups. Hey, that's understandable. Completely understandable. Hey, I'm here to work for you. I'm here to work for all of you guys. In whatever way I can. I got free time. I am, you know what? I'm basically doing this for my income. I'm a talker. I'm a talking guy. So having free time, I can afford to do that. I can afford to go to people's channels. I can leave comments. I can say hi. I can give you watch hours. You guys, jobs, puppies. I got 2 cats that barely look at me through the course of the day. Not a whole lot that occupies my time except for yoga, meditation, and walking. My loner pup, Misty. Mocha brings over Misty. So hey, I'm happy to be here for you guys. Don't ever use this space to help yourselves. Jay says, be right back. We'll check. I've noticed these 2 different figures. So, Toy Pup says, we want to say thank you so much. Pookie Dollies. I mean it. Love you guys in abundance. Almost got 100 hours. How do you guys do it? The same way I got monetized. Friends turned out to help me without any condition. None of them ever asked for anything in return. None of them. People that I just met. And they said, I'll give you watch hours. So when I can return that, specifically to channels that are putting out a beautiful, positive message, Toy Pups, Daisy, C. Peyton, Jace, now our good friend, Poor Man Jim is now putting content out. Of course, Optimum, who I hold as the ideal, the pinnacle of channels. Not what it says, Muhammad. You're putting out some random stuff, Night Watcher. Oh, what do you think of Muhammad Yunus, the Nobel Prize winner? He gives out low-cost loans for almost no interest. I don't know anything about him. It seems like a nice thing to do if he can do it. Toy Pup says, I'm beaming with content, peace, and so much love. Thank you. Hey, you know what? When I hear comments like that, that's why we do it. That's why I do it, my friend. Toy Pup says, we promise, guys, we won't disappoint. Eric, we absolutely are in love with you, the person, and the channel community. Well, thank you. I can use all the love I can get. Do you know why? Because the more love that you get, the more love that you have to give. Giving and receiving are exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. You want more love in your life? Give more love. You want more abundance in your life? Give what you have. This is a yogic tradition of giving everyone a gift. Everyone you come in contact with, give them a gift. It could be a physical gift, of course, but it could be as simple as a card or a flower, or it could be a more subtle gift. It could be a kind word. It could be holding the door open for someone. It could be a compliment. I try to have something nice to everyone that comes in to the live stream. However, it could be even more subtle still. It could be a loving thought. Really, honestly, loving. Without saying a word, just sending you love. Sending you love, my friend. A silent namaste. May the love, divinity, light that is within me salute and recognize and return the love and the light and the divinity within you. Timo says, hi to Love Your Toy Pups. Nightwatcher says, geese are scary as fog. I agree. They are. I like them. Amazing endurance athletes. Man, geese can fly, and they're not small. They expand a lot of energy, and yet they literally fly 1,000 miles in the course of a day. An animal flying 1,000 miles in the course of a day. This says, I've worked out that if you go into analytics and watch hours, you get live totals. I'm at 2,145, now getting close. Hey, Jace, let's do this in 2 weeks. Let's get Jace to 3,000 watch hours in 2 weeks. We can do that. We can do that easily. Sub 2 weeks. Not what you said. Sorry for my spelling mistakes. I'm on my tiny phone. That's okay. I'm gonna wrap things up in just a minute. I want to get ready to join Timo. Jay says my watch hours are, that's in 28 days. So that's how many watch hours you got in 28 days. So if you average that in another 28 days, man, you're almost at 4,000, completely monetized. Toy Pup says, liked and shared. Much appreciated, my friend. Jay says, Toy Pups, I too will run you all day. So 24 a day, coming right up. That's Jace. That is Jace for you. It's what he does. Nightwatcher says, random sounds by Nightwatcher. That should be your channel. There should be a channel that says random sounds by Nightwatcher, and that's all you do. Click on a video, you get random sounds by Nightwatcher. Jace says, thank you so much, Jace. John Close, that's scary. That's scurry. Truer words were never spoken. Toy Pup says, you're very close, Jace. Hey, Jace. If you go hang out with Toy Pups, she'll compose on the spot a song just for you and sing it for you. Let's see. Toy Pup says, Trick is doing a 2-hour live stream, keeping everyone there. First 2 hours, it adds up fast. Yeah, I did. To get my watch hours, I did a ton of live streams. And I'm still doing a ton of live streams. I don't need the watch hours. But I don't know why. I don't know why I do a ton of live streams. I just like it. I like coming by. I've been doing an hour and coming up in an hour and 20 minutes. In an hour and 20 minutes, I might say one thing in a minute's worth of time that is purposeful, meaningful, that maybe helps someone. So 1 minute in an hour and 20 is worth it. If it takes me an hour and 20 minutes to get to that one thing and it helps one person, then it was time well invested. All I need. And other times, I will spend over an hour talking about the difference between jam and jelly, or Skittles versus M&Ms, or we'll have an extended conversation on whether or not Ozzy Osbourne really did bite the head off of a dove, or does he really sniff ants? And only Eric LaPointe knows for certain. So, hey, it's a crapshoot. You get what you get, guys. Toy Pup says, Kathy, sorry I fell asleep. And Toy Pup says, I'm on it, Jace. Nice. Kathy says, thanks for coming to my live stream last night, Toy Pups. And Kathy says, it's okay. At least you came in, and I appreciate that. Nat Watcher says, another great live, which is our sign to wrap things up, guys. So make sure you can catch the live stream from Kathy. It is up on her channel. Let's spend some time giving Kathy some support. As I mentioned before, it's Halloween. This is a month to get scared. Jay says, that's in 365 days, so 24 weeks. Gotcha. We get more odd sounds from Night Watcher. Jay says, love pups, you have the first message I have many times. What a lovely voice. Baby Yasin says Night Watcher. Jay says, I'm going to have to do another special live, 27 of 1,500 subs now. Night Watcher says, what about Harry Houdini? Ken Aleb? I know who Houdini is. I don't know Ken Allen. Jay says, love you lots. Love you guys too. Night Watcher says, we don't have Halloween in Bangladesh. Bangladesh. Sadly. I emphasize that because I got scolded by Night Watcher yesterday morning. Jay says, I only had the channel 24 weeks. Don't forget, I'm honored to be in this position. It's all down to you guys. I'm going to use Jace's favorite word, community. Sniper says, Halloween is actually May 13th and not October 31st. Changed by the Pope many moons ago to hide his secrets. Yeah, sadly, I'm sure every Pope throughout history has had many, many, many secrets. None of them good. Jay says, unity in the community. Absolutely. Now what you says, just search up Harry Houdini, Ken Alien, and you'll find a rabbit hole about a particular smart orangutan. I can do that. Maybe I'll do that this evening, Night Watcher. All right, guys. I got to run. I'm going to do my last, I'm a little late doing this, my last meditation for the day, and then I'm going to join in Optimob. He's doing a live stream. I hope to see you guys there. Always a lot of fun hanging out with Optimob and the entire community. So, Night Watcher says, see you. See you guys. Take care. Hey, Alexandria. Jay says, 30 minutes time. Kathy says, take care, everyone. Search up Harry Houdini. I will. Alexandria, I'm just shutting things down, but sending love to you, my friend. I will see you later. All right, I got to write it down. Harry Houdini, the big book. This is for Night Watcher. Things I do. The things I do for my friend. I'll see you guys later. Take care.